Welcome back to the Houdini tutorial. This is part 4, the for each node. We're going to be working on the soccer ball or football in this tutorial, and we're going to be working within our network view to add a for each node. So let's get started. So real quick, we're just going to go to network, press tab, and we're going to do for each. And so we're going to choose for each name primitive here because we did name our primitives earlier. We called them patches. We're going to be rendering each patch out within this node. So we'll put it right here in between our array and Polyextrude. And now there's a bit of a difference in the PDF in the way Houdini does things now. So right now in Houdini, a for each node will automatically be inserted with this callback into the node to go further. We don't want that, however. So the way we have it in the PDF in the tutorial is we're just going to cut this, and we're going to cut these two, and then we're going to connect these two right here and connect these two right here. And it's going to add another loop back in, but we're just going to cut that as well. And so now we have the for loop that we want, and we're going to set display here. And now while we're working on this for node, we're going to go to the end for node, and we're going to set our name to patches. And now, before we do anything else, we just want to make sure that this is working on primitives, not anything else. So it is working on primitives. So we're going to set that to patches, press enter, and as you can see, it already rendered. Here's our ball. So the for each loop said for each patch as I go through, for patch 1, patch 2, patch 3, I would like to extrude it and bring it out to its proper shape. And so if you do a single pass right here, you can actually see the ball being rendered piece by piece as the for loop does its job. And so turn off single pass if you don't want it to be looking piece like that, and just have the entire ball as one entire unit. So now we're going to need to add another node. We're going to need to add a fuse node. And what the fuse node is going to do is it's going to take all these pieces that our for loop has rendered and actually fuse them into one cohesive unit. Because right now we just have a bunch of pieces floating around in empty space. The fuse node is actually going to take them and make them into something that we can work with. So we're just going to add it to our tree, connect it real quick, and then set our display on the fuse node. And so now you can see that our ball, it doesn't look much different, but it is a cohesive unit. When we actually go out to work on this thing with lighting or textures or anything like that, they'll all be textured all at once. There's no floating pieces, there's no individuals left to do their own thing, no rogues. And so now we're just going to subdivide one more time. So we press tab, and we look for a subdivide node, and we're just going to add that to our fuse node, connect it up manually. I don't know why it doesn't automatically add sometimes, but it's whatever. We're going to set that depth to a value of 2 as according to the Houdini instructions, and then we're just going to set this as a display. And look how much more professional that ball looks. I mean, my goodness, from that to that, it actually has contours, curves, it has a shape, it looks a little leathery, it's got some grip. It looks like a good soccer ball. And so we can go to our Polyextrude part right here, and I believe this is just a bug. This has never happened before. I don't know why it's only showing this part of the soccer ball. It usually shows the entirety of the soccer ball. But you can change this value out to whatever you'd like to make the soccer ball look more realistic or crazy as you'd like. I'd like it to be as realistic looking as possible. So I'm actually just going to follow the guidelines given on Houdini's PDF, the tutorial PDF, which is a distance of 0.1 and an incent of negative 0.02. So negative 0.02. Okay. All right. And now we have our ball. Looks extremely professional. Looks like something that we'd like to have. And so now we're back here. We're going to go down, or rather up, to the object level. So when you want to get to the object level, you're just going to press U on your keyboard. That's the shortcut. That brings you back up to the object level. If you want to go back down to geometry, press I. Back to object, U. And so now we're just going to want to change our object name. I'm going to double click. I'm going to call that soccer ball underscore geo2. I already have a soccer ball geo1 or soccer ball geo by itself. So I'm naming this geo2 so that there's a differentiation. Okay. So now we're going to want to go to the render tab of soccer ball geo. And we're going to do render polygons as subdivision mantra. We're going to click that. And that's going to set up true divisions at render time. Now we're going to select the render region tool, which is right here. And again, I feel a little bit close to the ball right now, so instead I'm just going to control it. I'm going to space H, or I can just pan out a little bit to get the area I'd like with my right mouse right mouse button and spacebar. And now we're just going to click the render region tool. So we're going to choose that. And we're going to draw a box around our viewport to create a rendering, or rather a preview. And so we're just going to select that. And now all we got to do is wait as my computer renders this up. So let's just give it a couple seconds. Alright, and as you can see, that's our render of the ball. Don't really want to move it around, but yeah, for some reason it's in the corner. But that's the render of our ball so far. In the next lesson, we'll get into UV and texturing and all that great stuff. But for now, this is what we got. And I'd like to appreciate you for sticking along with me so far. And I'll try and get those next videos out as soon as I can. Have a great day. Thank you.